Freedom Property Fund was conceptualized probably about 3 years ago, and it came about because of specifically, I think, what we had seen in the market in the time period of about 2008, when we had a bit of tightening within the economies. And what happened was we had a situation where a lot of developers, a lot of good developers had good opportunities, but unfortunately, because the financial markets and the systems had tightened, funding had become more of a challenge. So what had happened is a lot of these developers, a lot of the vendors that we have currently had these great opportunities to do some lucrative property deals, but unfortunately never had the capacity to do so. The brainchild of, I would say, particularly Graham Stavridis, looked at the structuring of this and looked at the gap in the market for a platform to be able to unlock the potential of these developments. This was started off probably at about 250 opportunities at the time, which shown that there was quite a bit of traction for a product of this nature. The idea was then definitely to get into the market, to provide a platform, a market such as the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, to be able to list this fund, to then go into the market and attract a reasonable price debt or competitive debt to unlock these opportunities. It will also provide an opportunity for these shareholders, particularly to then trade their shares on a platform such as the JSE. In terms of what Freedom really does represent in the property industry, is really a capital growth fund. The idea of what we have today as REITs, which are the more popular real estate investments, concentrate on growing dividends. Their dividends are obviously, or the growth of their dividend is a challenge, clearly because property generally in the country has caught up with international standards in terms of valuations, and therefore the growth that one can expect in terms of what is going to happen to the growth in commercial assets is really inflationary at best. With rising costs, this becomes a great challenge. However, with Freedom, on the other hand, we have a wonderful opportunity of unlocking capital growth. Anyone that looks at a property stock or a share will tell you the two components relating to the growth in property is really coupled with capital growth as well as income growth. The significant portion of Freedom's growth is going to be unlocked from the capital growth portion. So any vendor and shareholder who has an opportunity to come into Freedom will have the opportunity of this capital growth in terms of the investment while these properties are obviously being developed.